Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Be Inspired. Be Inspired is a video series that I'm doing interviewing women that are making a difference with their gifts and their talents to help others live better. And this morning, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Jessie Hillock. I've known Jessie since she was just a little girl. She's actually the niece of one of my very close friends. And I'm excited to have her here share what she is doing to help others live better. She's been a blessing in my life. I've used Jessie's services with my husband, and it's been a true blessing. So, Jessie, please here you are. I'm delighted to see you, and tell us a little bit about you and your family, and we'll go from there.
Okay, well, thank you for having me, Liz. So my name's Jessie Hillock, and I live in Zionsville. I've lived here for about 7 years now with my husband, my son, Carson, who's 3.5, and my dog, Grace. I am a speech language pathologist, and I am a dementia family coach.
Very nice, nice, nice. So tell me a little bit about where you went to school.
I went to school at Purdue for undergrad, and I studied speech, language, and hearing sciences. A lot of people don't know that once you get your undergrad in speech, you can't do anything with it until you have your master's. So I went on to get my master's at St. Louis University with a master's in communication sciences and disorders.
Okay, great. And so tell me then, is that the point where you discovered that you were really drawn to helping elderly people, or how did that happen?
Well, when I was younger, I always wanted to be a teacher, actually.
Mhm.
And I babysat for a little boy who had speech therapy services, and his mom wanted me to do different exercises with him, outside of his treatment sessions. And so, all through undergrad and most of grad, I thought that I was going to be working with children. But then I had a traineeship with the VA hospital in St. Louis that had me on it was the psych unit. It was the spinal cord unit, and it was the rehab hospital. And it was there that I just really fell in love with working with adults, which was something I never thought that I would do. But I also have been raised by my grandparents, and I think that has kind of pulled at my heartstrings there too, why I work with more of the geriatric population.
I love that. What I'm discovering is it seems like almost every woman does have some sort of a life event that then has drawn them into now the business that they've got. So tell me a little bit about how that's happened for you.
Yeah, so I actually worked in skilled nursing for about seven-ish years. And a lot of people don't know that if their loved one admits to skilled nursing, either to live in assisted living or memory care or long-term care, whether they're there for a rehab to home event, maybe a broken hip or shoulder, if they're demonstrating confusion, difficulty with problem solving, difficulty with following directions, medication management, financial management, you actually get referred to a speech language pathologist. So we work on everything from here up, from swallowing to communication to more of that executive function skills of problem solving. And in that setting, time and time again, I had families who their loved one had a dementia diagnosis or an Alzheimer's diagnosis, and they felt like they just really didn't receive a whole lot of support in the in between of living at home to needing that increased level of care. And I was seeing them mostly in more of a crisis situation.
Wow.
So I wanted to go into the community and meet people where they are aging in place before ever needing that transition of care.
Wow. And I'm thinking that probably now in our world where we're doing things, we're getting more back in person, but still where we're doing things virtual, can you provide your service on a virtual level for people as well?
Yes, so I actually provide my dementia family coaching services virtually across the US, so not just in Indiana.
That's great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So I know that from my experience with you, with my husband, it was such a compassionate experience. I know that after being getting an evaluation by the neurologist, which of course was very clinical, not that it made a difference in Joe's scores, as we found out, but maybe share with our audience a little bit how, what type of testing or what goes into discovering really where a person is in their dementia or Alzheimer's stage.
Yeah, so often the neurologist will tell you, you have early stage, middle stage, late stage, but they don't really give or have the time to sit down and really give a more thorough explanation of what that means
Mhm.
with your loved one living at home. So when I give an evaluation, I'm looking at the home environment. When someone's tested at the doctor's office, it's sterile and it's cold, it's not very inviting or welcoming. But I want to see people in their familiar home environment. So whether I'm helping families virtually or helping them in person, I'm kind of taking note of what environment they're in, getting to know them on a personal level, the things that they love, the work that they used to do, their hobbies, that they still enjoy, and still giving them assessments, but trying to build up that rapport in a more welcoming and comforting way than
Right.
just jumping right into, let's start this test.
Right. Right. No, it was an entirely different experience. And I'm so glad that, it was actually Joe that wanted, a second opinion. And I am so grateful that we had that experience with you because, not that I can say that he necessarily remembers it, but you left there with him feeling like he still had a lot of self-worth, and he just said, oh, I just thought she was just so wonderful. And that you were so compassionate and had so much grace. And it was a very pleasant and eye-opening experience for me too, because you really have helped me so much. So, well, I always like to wrap up with, 3 things that you could share with our audience to maybe help them live better through maybe this kind of process.
Yeah. So if you are on this journey of caring for someone who has a memory loss, whether it be dementia or Alzheimer's, just know that you are not alone. There are a lot of different people to support you, and I can help wrap that village of support around you. And that you cannot be basically the best care partner that you can be is if you yourself have the support that you need.
Mhm. Mhm. Very good. Yeah, very good. Um, and as far as like the length, I mean, I think you did kind of mention that it's never too early in a diagnosis or too late to work
Right.
with somebody,
It's
right?
never too early to start working with someone, and it's never too late because the journey changes along the way. And
Mhm.
so the type of support that you need will change along the way. So I encourage people to reach out for support, whether newly diagnosed or maybe in the more progressed stages.
Right, great. Well, I know you have a beautiful website, and after our interview is over here, I'll have Jessie will put in the comments a way to get a hold of her if you want to just have a conversation with her to see if she can help you or another. You might know of somebody that could possibly need to talk to Jessie if they have a loved one that's maybe could use her help. So anyway, so Jessie, thank you so much. This was wonderful. Great to see you. And we'll stay in touch and look forward to having your information in our chat.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.